the one with Monica's journey. Rain trickled down the windows of Monica's apartment as she stared at the pregnancy test in her trembling hands. 2 pink lines. Unmistakable. It had been 3 weeks since she and Richard had tearfully parted ways over their different desires for the future. Now, life had thrown her the cruelest of ironies. She was carrying the child of the man who didn't want more children. The news hit the group like a thunderclap. Rachel held Monica as she cried that evening, while Phoebe hummed soothing melodies about strength and unexpected blessings. Joey and Ross exchanged worried glances, their protective instincts flaring. But it was Chandler whose reaction cut deepest, a flash of pain across his face, quickly masked by supportive words and awkward jokes that didn't quite land. Autumn leaves carpeted Greenwich Village as Monica's body began to change. Her chef's uniform grew tighter around her midsection, her morning sickness sometimes forcing her to dash from the kitchen mid-service. Alessandro, her boss, moved her to planning menus rather than working the line, a kindness that stung her professional pride but for which her swollen ankles were silently grateful. Question of telling Richard loomed large. On a crisp October afternoon, Monica finally worked up the courage to visit his ophthalmology practice. The familiar scent of his office leather and that distinctive cologne nearly broke her resolve. When she told him, his mustache twitched with emotion, eyes widening behind those familiar glasses. He offered support, financial assistance, involvement even, but not what she had once hoped for. Not a reconciliation. Not a family. Christmas at the Gellers that year was a study in contradictions. Her mother alternated between excitement about her first grandchild and thinly veiled disappointment about the circumstances. Her father was surprisingly tender, slipping Monica extra portions of turkey and whispering that she would be one hell of a mother. She caught Chandler watching her throughout the evening, his eyes following her movements with an expression she couldn't quite decipher. Winter melted into spring, and Monica's studio apartment began filling with baby items, a crib where her dining table once stood, tiny clothes folded with her characteristic precision. The 6 friends painted the nursery walls a soft yellow one weekend, ending in a paint fight that left them all speckled and laughing until Monica's tears of joy turned suddenly to hormonal sobs. Chandler was the one who stayed behind after the others left, cleaning up splatters and assembling the changing table while Monica napped on the couch. Her water broke during a routine Tuesday dinner at her apartment. The group sprang into action with comedic chaos, Joey grabbing the wrong bag, Phoebe insisting on bringing healing crystals, Ross reciting childbirth statistics that no one wanted to hear. In the delivery room, Rachel held one hand and, surprisingly, Chandler held the other, not flinching even when Monica nearly crushed his fingers during contractions. Emma Geller came into the world at 3:17 a.m., with her mother's raven hair and her father's soulful eyes. Richard visited the hospital, holding his daughter with gentle wonder but maintaining the careful distance of their new reality. The tender moment was interrupted when Chandler appeared with a ridiculously large teddy bear and an awkwardness that spoke volumes about feelings he wasn't ready to name. The first year passed in a blur of sleepless nights and Central Perk visits with a baby carrier. Monica mastered the art of chopping vegetables with one hand while holding Emma with the other. Her apartment transformed, toys scattered despite her best organizational efforts, baby photos replacing some of her pristine decorations. The gang stepped up in ways she never expected, especially Chandler, who developed a knack for making Emma giggle when she was fussy. By Emma's 2nd birthday, something had shifted between Monica and Chandler. Their friendship had deepened through late-night feedings and babysitting stints. One evening, after Emma had finally fallen asleep, they found themselves on the balcony sharing wine and whispered conversations. When Chandler awkwardly confessed feelings that had been growing since before Emma was born, Monica felt the first stirrings of a different kind of happiness than she'd imagined for herself. Life hadn't followed the plan Monica had so carefully crafted in her color-coded notebooks. There was no traditional family with Richard, no perfectly timed marriage before children. Instead, she found herself navigating a beautiful mess, a career adjusted but not abandoned, co-parenting with a man she respected but no longer loved, and falling slowly for her best friend who loved both her and her daughter with a devotion that required no biological connection. It wasn't the happiness she had once envisioned, But watching Chandler read Emma bedtime stories while wearing ridiculous voices, Monica knew it was exactly the happiness she needed.